Let's look at another example of the derived table. Suppose that I wanted to find all employees who were born before 1960, or in other words, their birth year is less than 1960. There are a couple different ways that we can do this, and in reality, this is probably not the most direct way, but again, I do want to show how you could use a derived table and understand the syntax a little bit more. So suppose that I wanted to find, again, all employees, and specifically the business entity ID, the national ID number, and their birth year and their hired year from the human resources.employee table. I want to find those 4 columns specifically for those employees born before 1960. So to do that, and again, I don't want to have the year function in the where clause. I don't want to have to evaluate the result, in this case the year function, multiple times to get the right answer. So we just want to have that appear once. To do that, we're going to have that appear once in the derived table. So I'm going to say select star from, I'm going to open this parentheses up, start defining my derived table. I'm going to say select business entity ID, national ID number, year of birth date, which we're going to give an alias birth year, and then year of hire date as the hire year. And this is all going to come from the human resources.employee table. I'm going to close this off, this derived table. This is my derived table right here. I'm going to close that off, and let's call it as HR_employee. And now, if I wanted to find only those individuals within this list, within this derived table, who were born before 1960, I can say where birth year less than 1960. And you'll notice that all the results will have people that were born before or during 1959. There's probably a more direct way to tackle this, but again, I want you to see how we can use derived tables and some different applications for them. For the same example, let's look at this and say, suppose we only wanted to find those employees who were hired either during or after 2004. Well, I have this hire year now, so I don't have to say where year of hire date is greater than or equal to 2004. I can just say where hire year greater than or equal to 2004. And now we're going to evaluate this derived table and filter on the where clause based on this hire year. Okay, again, so it's simplicity, and it's not duplicating some of the functions. There will be some more advanced situations where you actually might not be able to perform a query without using a derived table.